awareness to the access of information. This is to the public. So they don't know when, the purpose of the public participation, the documents that they need to be able to go over, and also how to contribute. Is it just standing a meeting and then listening to the information that is being shared? There was also feedback that ambiguity in the processes and procedures of conducting public participation. There is a lack of clarity on which public participation guidelines to follow. We currently have 3 bills, and there's a bit of confusion which one is to be followed or to be used as a guideline when it comes to public participation. Then this is an interesting one, that public participation only works when there's vested interest, and that was seen when the impeachment of the vice president happened, that actually the laws that we have can actually work if implemented. Then it seems that the county government have done very little to legislate and operationalize public participation law. We also have the challenge of ineffective communication, documents that are shared late, they are bulky, they've not been simplified. Information about the public participation itself is not also shared in good time to the public so that they can also prepare to attend the public participation event. We have lack of feedback, clear and timely feedback, how the contribution of the public was taken into decision making. We have a bit of movement, and there's need for a lot more civic education. There's quite a visible gap when it comes to channels of communication, embracing the right and the responsibility of public participation by the public. So there's a lot of civic education that is being called in this area. There's the creation of the importance and urgency of public participation to the public, that the public need to be, it still falls under civic education, but the citizens needs to be educated how the importance of their participation in public forums and influencing decision making. Then a clear drill down on strategies of public participation that is ineffective, including use of technology. Why can't we have an online space for public participation that is done after work hours without having to call people out of their 8 to 5 jobs? Then continuing, there's also another challenge that was highlighted, which is the data collection during the public participation. How is that done? How is that feedback captured? Is there a clear methodical way that the feedback is captured, and how inclusive? Only the people who are loudest that are allowed to speak in these meetings, or is everyone given an opportunity to contribute? So how inclusive is that, and are they specifically given an opportunity to contribute to the conversation? Then there was also the challenge of experts or relevant department personnel being present during public participation. It was highlighted that some of these forums, you find that junior officials are the ones who are sent to the meetings to facilitate the meetings. If they are asked questions, they are not able to respond. So there's also a standardization of the time and the duration of public participation. Public participation apathy due to lack of their feedback translating into action. And I had also touched on the expansion of participation forums so that it is inclusive as possible. And the current structure, which is information sharing. Currently, public participation is information sharing, not a consultation. These are the actors that we thought about: the CSO, civic educators, NGOs, county government, national government, private sector development partners, citizens themselves. We also acknowledge refugees, judiciary, and religious actors. Urgent points of action by the Kenya Devolution CSO working group. So it's, first of all, because I've mentioned we have 3 bills, to examine and harmonize these bills, have one that we as CSOs can back the implementation of it, lead efforts to require that each and every county government provides the budget allocation for public participation, and it is accounted for. Co-create the awareness, awareness creation materials with the county government as CSOs, because these documents that are bulky and shared to the public, we can co-create simplified documents with them. Train public participation champions on the ground, monitor and give feedback on, and during the meeting, documents are provided in all accessible format for.
We have the online team in terms of public participation, civic education. Any action point from the online team? They're combined, or you are involved them? Sawa. They're combined, or you are involved them? Sawa. Then if that was the approach followed,
that if these are taken care of, then the rest flow. So this affects access to information. It affects how budget documents are dispersed. We raised one. We'd want to have an access to information engagement with IGRTC to publish the costing reports, because it helps us to understand the schedules, and then also of budget processes, and also putting duty bearers to account on their promises. This and the we added to this group was Bajeti Hub, Henet, Feme Maria, Elimu Bora Working Group, Coalition of Youths for Devolution, the National Former MCAs Association. And then the other one that we felt also was very strong is that there's and we feel that this affects the transfer of powers. And so we realized that to tackle this, the actions that we feel that we need to do are, one, we need to do a political analysis just to check where we are. And then we need to do a partnership with champions who we have in the Council of Governors. And then also we need to lobby the Council of Governors to speak in one voice. And the actors that we thought will help us in this are the Kenya Correspondents Association, the Media Council of Kenya to also help us disperse this information, the Ward Administrators Council, KEWOPA, and others. And then I'll just going to mention some of the other issues. We realize that there is an issue of adequacy of resources to finance devolution and also transfer functions. There is lack of adequate political goodwill, and also, I think, so enjoy your lunch.
Short and sweet, thanks. Yes. The other group? Yes, anti-corruption. The floor is yours. Makamoja kwa hoja, makamoja. Asante. That was short and sweet. Tumempa kamoja. Kamoja, ngumi. Where's kamoja coming from? Kamoja. So I understand the online team participants were involved. The stage is yours, Ndugu. It might take time now. Okay. Let's go to the context.
Okay. So good afternoon. My name is Kaaka, and I will quickly take you through the anti-corruption cases that we've come up with. Upon the issues, we managed to come up with the 5 issues. And number 1 is weak political accountability framework leading to political interference and patronage. So for the actors responsible for this, we have political parties, we have party members, we have IEBC, we have ORPP, we have media, and parliament taking the stage of people who do policy. And some of the urgent actions that we came up under weak political accountability framework is that we need to establish an inter-party mechanism to vet nominations. Number 2, we need to intensify political mobilization education. Number 3, we need to advocate for enactment of campaign financial bill, which I think is still pending up to date. We need to strengthen and integrate formal vetting systems by IBC. And fifth, we need to amplify public education and civil awareness by media. The last point is we need ORP to establish an integrity framework to registration of political. Upon the partnership to enhance advocacy, we have TIST, we have TI, that is Transparency International, we have TCGPD, we have Katiba Institute, we have CIG Kenya. The next point, social cultural orientation is also one of the factors that to the corruption cases. We have for the actors responsible, we have Uraia, we have religious institutions, we have ESCC, we have CSO's network, we have KICD, and we have money clubs. So for the urgent asked one is ESCC to handle corrupt cases. Institutions or rather the partner to push for advocacy, we have local CSOs. We have CSOs, Transparency International, Ministry of Education, Parliament, Judiciary, KICD. Then the other point is lack of adherence to law and impunity, and actors responsible to this particular one. We have Judiciary, we have ODPP, we have independence offices, we have Constitutional Commission. So for the urgent actions under this, we came up that we need to promote citizenship arrest, to review anti-corruption cases, and also to return back the money that was stolen. For the advocacy, we have CSOs, Transparency International, and Assets Recovery. And then the last point is, the second last point is weak institutions, accountability mechanisms. And for this one, we say that for actors responsible to this one, we have CSOs group, we have government institution like ESCC, and we have the judiciary. For this, for the quick action or urgent action need to be carried is to promote financial citizens group to enhance citizens oversight. Partnership to push for advocacy, we have local and national CSOs, government institutions, CAJ, COB, and ESCC. And then the last one, we have citizens apathy. And on this, we say that we need to enhance voices, map out active corruption, and people responsible to this to publicize and create advocacies, local media, local grassroots, and citizenship group. Thank you very much.
Makofi kwa wakili Kaka. Thank you, wakili. Thank you, wakili. Wakili is also the chair of Kenya Devolution CSO's working group, the Youth Caucus. Thank you, wakili. Asante sana. Asante sana. Makofi wake wakati namba kuketi. Asante wakili. Asante sana. So next is John Kamande, the Uraia education, civic education expert. John Kamande, I think you will be doing the yes. Okay. Sawa sawa, naambiwa na wanahabari hapa kwamba tafadhali, because hizi picha zinaonyesha kwamba sote tuko kwa simu, we are not following, so if they are to capture then it will be another reflection. Tumeelewana? Kwa kidogo tu, najua muda umeenda, lakini tusikize ndugu John, alafu pia ingiane na hizo picha, si kweli? Tusichome picha, si kweli? Tunachoma saizi. Sawa sawa laptop pia kidogo, nafikiri toka asubuhi tulikuwa tunaangalia laptop. If you can close them down please, unless apart from Faith who is our rapporteur. Yes, sawa. Karibu.
Thank you very much. Shukrani sana Bwana Malusha. Nafikiri we had a responsibility to document and prepare an advocacy plan as a result of the agreed actions from the three presentations. Unfortunately, we have not finalized that because we've just received some of the presentations. So we commit that we will polish this up and probably share this plan, if you allow us, for the interest of time, by end of this week. Yeah, because tumepata hizo sasa hivi, we are listening and trying to document them, but we will take an opportunity to polish up and clean, and then I think, convener, through your networks, we can share this. Maybe to proceed to the next part on the closing remarks. But before then, I want to give a minute to one of the representatives who, of course, Uraia supports the working group through ZGG for brief remarks, and then maybe I'll wrap it up as we proceed towards the closure. Bwana Masese, karibu.
Thank you, John. I have not had opportunity to stand behind this thing. That 1 minute will be spent here. Well, I think I thought I was going to say I declare this meeting closed. But anyway, reflections. It's very clear to everyone by now that the Kenya Devolution Civil Society Working Group needs to political platform. Political in the sense that much of the three critical issues that we've identified, listening to our colleagues from groups, the undercurrent is that they are duty bearers, they are actors who are charged with the responsibility. We have duty bearers in form of public oversight institutions, including Parliament, including EACC, the independent offices, all of them. But then, what they are doing appears not to be enough, for example, in tackling corruption. It's upon us to come up with ways of doing that which they are not doing. So my only reflection is that we need to create a nexus between the technical work we do as civil society organizations and the political energy required to put into action some of these good suggestions we have. We have a big responsibility to look at how our politics are organized and how then that relates to what we see. For example, why don't we have Parliament that is effective in undertaking its oversight role today? Perhaps it's because the political parties we have in the country today do not have the character that is envisaged by the Political Parties Act. So we have a political party that is popular, and therefore one through which many of our parliamentarians get elected, but those parliamentarians are answerable to an individual. So it's so easy to see them answering to the call and beg of that individual. So a bit of political work and creating the linkage. But more importantly, the insight I get is that the actions we are suggesting need to be actions that we can be held to account for as Kenya Devolution Civil Society Working Group. So we should be able to demonstrate results. So the work that is remaining after this conversation is for the team to sit down and say, in the next 6 months or 1 year, what is it that we can do and report, so that we do not go back. You know, I was talking to a colleague just a while ago that from the previous devolution conferences, how many resolutions have been implemented? Have we taken stock? Can we do a study to say from DEFCON 1 to this one, these were the solutions and this is the implementation status? So once we do able to isolate, we need to be able to develop a tracking system. We are able to share the progress in terms of implementation. Looking at, you know, the public finance as a key, you know, when we people say money follows functions, but faith from budget hub threw some good into the works. So we'll need to look at public finance holistically. Public finance holistically as an enabler to devolution. Public finance is where the conversation around corruption, for example, starts. Public finance is where public participation is very critical. And the one way of dealing with corruption is ensuring that we get it right, the entire cycle with regard to public finance. So again, I realize that I'm speaking generally, but I appreciate that we have picked, building blocks to a more crystallized roadmap, and it's what I expect the steering committee will come up with, and I want to believe all of us would be available to support the steering committee in that regard. Let's link this work with 2027, If we are planning, the horizon should be 2027. In what ways is what we are going to do moving forward going to inform 2027? Thank you, John.
Thank you. Let's appreciate Bwana Masese. I think very good way to put it as we wrap it up, and I agree with you that indeed we need to move this discussion into political circles, because most of the decisions that we speak about are mostly decided in those spaces. So I'm told in the spirit of inclusiveness, we will allow a closing remark from a gentleman online. I think that is Michael Juma. Kindly prepare. And Mary Wandia from Tuaweza also joining us online. We'll both have a minute just to close it up. I know in this era of man versus machine, staying on a Teams call for the whole day is really a struggle, but they have been able to participate throughout that time. So as Michael and Wandia prepare, I want to invite two people here. Two people, please come here. Bwana Kaka ako wapi? Youth Caucus, please come here. Then there is Marabwa, between Marabwa and Odari, one of you who is representing the Youth Caucus. One of you should be here. You also have a minute. There is a very exciting festival that is happening in a few weeks' time called the Youth Devolution Festival. And it's really encouraging to see young people taking lead in the discourse for full implementation of devolution. Devolution must? Devolution must? So you'll both have a minute to invite us or to tell us briefly about your organization or networks, and then we move online as we proceed to close. Karibu Kaka.
Thank you very much. As you've heard from the MC, my name is Kaka Isaiah. It's not my first time to be here. I think this is like my fourth meetings, joining the devolution working groups, and I'm really happy. It's been a journey, and being also a legal advisor, I know the importance of devolutions and the metrics that the journey we've walked so far since the enactment of the 2010 constitutions, and we're looking forward on when we are going to have an effective working system, both in the national government and devolved government. So I think before we moved to the conference, the devolution conference in Homa Bay, we sat down and decided, like, for the spirit of inclusion, which is actually in the constitution as well, we came up with also the Youth Caucus working group that is going to effectively contribute to the ideas that the young people has, specifically in shaping policies and also doing advocacy. So I have a friend of mine, a colleague, if she can just come also here so that you can see how we came, two of us, to represent the Youth Caucus in devolution working group as well. Maybe a second just to say hi so that they can hear your voice.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon. My name is Jolinda. I'm a public policy analyst, and what he said, as the youth, we are trying to find our voice in public participation, in budget making, and that the policies that are being made, both in the county governments and the national governments, are also capturing the voices of the youth, and we are working on a policy to address the same on how the voices of the youth can be captured on the same. Thank you.
So as I wrap up, I come from a couple of institutions, but basically I lead a couple of universities and an organization called East Africa Campus and Colleges Green Network. We also push for policy and also work in aspects of climate change and other things. So we look forward to contribute heavily on media advocacy, particularly to this particular group, and also look forward, very soon we're going to have a framework also on how we can be able to contribute to the Devolution Working Group. We are grateful to be here, and we look forward to also work in our voices as a youth to be heard. Thank you very much.
I think you called for Odari and Murabwa, they came. I am Odari Murabwa. I head the secretariat for what is called the Youth Devolution Festival. I've been given 1 minute because we'll have the pleasure of hosting people for 3 days. I'll just take that 1 minute. I have my colleague, she leads the sustainability component, Teresia, at the corner there. We are a big team of young people from across the country. Between the National Steering Committee, which is almost mirroring your structure, co-convener, in terms of the Regional Economic Secretariat, we have about 20 young people who have volunteered, like for the last 3 months, to do this that they're doing. From 3rd to 1st of August, we're having the second Youth Devolution. In November last year, we convened 859 young people from 38 counties. Wakili is saying, many a times the young people within devolution, they do not find their space. You go to a county, they tell you national. You go national, they say maybe county. So I think that is a factor that we have seen. But this year we're convening 1,200 young people in the great magnificent county of Kajiado from the 1st to the 3rd. And we want to invite all of you to come. I know an official letter is coming to the convener. An email has been sent. I have a physical copy to give to you. Despite the short notice, I know early in the morning you were told that the people who really drive devolution conversations in this country are in this room. So I'm hoping in your own small ways, if there are young people like the window for registration closed, but there's an opportunity for you to reach directly, and then you can be given access from that end. We had 2,000 young people registering on the portal. We had many more calling us. We are trying. We had a deadline of 17th to give people feedback. Up to today, we are still giving people feedback because of the huge cost, human resource we need to do that. So asanteni sana, tunawakaribisha Kajiado. Nikidhani my sister atatusaidia, atatuonesha pa kutembea tukichoma nyama. It will be a fantastic 2 days, and it's a festival. So in between the very incisive conversations we'll be having, and I forget the theme for this year. Because unajua Franz Fanon, Amical Cabral, one of my favorite Pan-Africanists, says the people are not fighting for ideas in people's heads. They are fighting for material things, for food on their table, and such like things. So even as we talk about devolution and governance and public participation, the rider, as long as he's hungry, he will not participate. The mother, as long as the child is sick and he cannot afford medicine, she will not participate. So this year's conversation is going at the heart of that. Last year we did governance, but the young people said governance is good, but what we want to converse is the food on the table. So we are discussing harnessing devolution through youth empowerment, innovation and job creation for economic growth. Because once those young people have something, they will contribute to devolution meaningfully. So I think I could say much more, but mkuje Kajiado, tutakuwa na gumzo. We will have people from the county governments, we'll have people from the national government, we'll have people from civil society actors, but more importantly, we'll have young people who, some of them have never stepped outside their counties. We are sponsoring about through ourselves and our partners, and we hope others will come on board, about 100 such young people who might never have stepped outside their sub-county to come to Kajiado for once and understand what devolution really is. Asanteni sana, karibuni Kajiado. Shukran.
Asante, makofi mazuri tafadhali. I think it's evident that there are a lot of formations and movements that are championing devolution, and we all enjoy to fellowship together. So Kajiado tunakuja, Bwana Oliver, you've heard, eh? Thank you very much. Now let's move online. Michael Juma or Mary Wandia, whoever is ready can start. Your 1 minute is now overdue. Or due. Philbert, who is ready? Is it you, Michael, or Mary?
Okay, thank you.
Mary, okay.
John, I think for me is a great pleasure to see colleagues staying on in this meeting up to now and coming up by traffic in our brain to do what needs to be done, which is implementation. And very interesting for me that citizens are committed to ensuring that devolution is delivered as contemplated in our constitution. And if it works, I think it will be great for the future. We really appreciate the opportunity to be part of this process. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I think we've heard part of your comments, but we are very appreciative of the role you've been playing in facilitating technical engagements for this working group. Let's appreciate Michael Juma. Now we'll hear from Mary Wandia.
Thank you so much. Mine is to thank everyone who has created time to attend this event, and it has been a very good discussion. Now that we have the challenges, our responsible actors, their actions, sasa kazi iko kwetu. Let us work together as a coalition to make sure that the devolution works, and it must work. Thank you so much, everyone, and enjoy your lunch.
Thank you. Let's appreciate Mary. Asante sana. I think that is a good way to end. We want to thank all the online participants for staying alert throughout when we started meeting, who are leading our media advocacy efforts. We have ACT, our secretary, whom we have led the planning for the pre, during, and after Devolution Conference. In fact, there's a team that has been meeting every Thursday since the month of June. Yeah, this is really, really fulfilling to see that we have been able to achieve this. Let me also acknowledge the presence of one of our very good partners, Kevin Osido, from County Governor's Watch. You never simama tafadhali, watu wakuone. Next time we'll give you a minute, but please the work that County Governance Watch has been doing in this. Really value that you are able to find time. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think we have come towards the end. I want to hand it over to Sarah for beyond this place. Na mimi nikiketi
ndo plan tumezifanya, mwanzo wa kazi ndo umeanza. So we'll wait to hear from you, Mr. Convener, about that roadmap. Alafu, all of us, I believe in this room, are very ready to jump on. Let us know how and when. Otherwise, this is it for today, but your lunch is served. Outside here, just opposite this room, there is a place for you to have lunch. Please ensure that you do and you're full, vizuri, for the afternoon. Otherwise, many, many thanks to every one of us for coming, for spending half a day with us to converse about devolution. Those of us in the room and those of us online, we don't take it for granted. And as we leave, we have said the clarion call is devolution must work. And Mr. Oliver told us in the morning, in the smallest of ways, ensure that you're doing your part to ensure that you're contributing to that bigger overall goal, which is to ensure that devolution is working. Call on each other, call on the partner you have met today, let them know how they can be of support so that we are all joined together far and wide, ensuring that devolution is working. Thank you so much from me. That has been Sarah Mwangi for your day, but this is it. Enjoy your lunch, and when you travel back, okay. Sasawa. And when you travel back to your homes, please do so safely. And remember, follow each other on X. That's where conversations happen, right? Now, for those of us tasked with media briefing, Chris, Abdi, and Ernest, or is it Grace? We'll wait for your direction. And the rest of us, please enjoy your lunch just outside here. Okay. Sasawa. Okay, I'm guided that we will do a photo. No. We'll pray, and then a photo, and then lunch as the press briefing happens here. Is that okay? Sawa. We will wait. Khalid. Wait, tuombe kwanza. Naomba mtu atuombe. Atuombe for what has been today, but also as we part, safari ziwe safe. A volunteer, even online, please. Who wants to pray for us from online, preferably? Online, mpo. Alituombea. Okay. Sasa online, does anybody want to pray for us? How's that? Is that Joseph? Okay. Joseph, naomba basi unmute alafu tuombee. Yeah, Joseph is praying for us. Joseph, are you? Jamani. Okay, sawa. Unmute, then we are set.
Yes, hello.
Hello, Joseph. We are ready for you.
Audible.
Yes. All right, let's all stand up, tafadhali,
Okay,
if you're able to.
Pray. Let's believe and pray. Almighty and Heavenly Father, we thank you for this wonderful day. We thank you for this congregation. We thank you for this forum. We bless you for everything that we have been able to achieve this far. It has taken your hand, oh Lord, to wonderful and brilliant minds to discuss everything that we have discussed. As we are tabling these things, oh Lord, we pray that may you guide us, continue to give us your wisdom, that, oh Lord, it will not be in vain, that as we meet more and more often, we will continue to advocate, oh Lord, and we thank you for the fact that our country has made the strides in matters devolution. We thank you and we bless your holy name. For those of us who are heading for lunch, we pray that their meal, their water, and their drink is blessed. And as they are going home, oh Lord, you have protected them and you have
Thank you so much, Joseph. And those of us in the room. Wait, are we able to take a screen grab with a... All right. How do we...